A very good evening to everyone present here today. My name is Ashmita, your moderator for today. I'm extremely pleased to welcome all of you to yet another Pickup Books Junior Authors Saga. We are now live on Facebook and we have individuals joining in from many different countries and areas. Let's start by having a quick introduction about Pickup Book. Pickabook encourages the reading habit by getting all participants to select a book, read and research on it thoroughly, and present a summary, which also helps to hone his or her public speaking, communication, and presentation skills. By doing this, Pickabook not only inculcates the habit of reading but also helps to impart a wealth of knowledge. Currently, Pickabook has marked its inspiring presence in four countries, namely Sri Lanka, India, the UK, and Singapore, in just a span of 1 year, with 17,000 plus readers, 30 regions, and 300,000 people inspired. Pickabook is continuing to spread its wings across the whole globe. Pickabook has begun a fantastic initiation some time back called the Author's Saga. Through these sessions, authors will be able to reach readers and individuals with like minded interests. Authors can discuss the key insights of their book, and viewers will be able to take away from this. We hope to help the authors inspire fellow readers and aspiring authors as well on their journey. These will be inspiring sessions with authors to ensure that they gain a wider reach and encourage individuals to further enhance their reading habit. Moving on to today's session. Chiara Malva is a 19-year-old and she went to Stafford International School, Colombo. Her favorite things are music and reading romances where there's always a happy ending. She lives here in Sri Lanka with her parents, two siblings, and a little Shih Tzu pup. When she's not being pinned down with studies and other work, she can be found glued to a book, playing a piano, watching cheesy romantic comedies or TikToks, scrolling through Instagram, or brainstorming ideas for a new novel. Reading and writing is her escape from reality. In January 2020, she started to write about a 14-year-old confident, caring, and stubborn girl named Presley Jones, and a cocky, blue-eyed guitarist named Dion Martins. Chiara ran out of ideas for the book somewhere in mid-2020, and it was the beginning of 2021 when she was once again inspired to write. She's an avid reader and has a deep love for romance, fantasy, science fiction, and chick lit. She's usually very shy, but at the same time, she's very sweet, so please don't hesitate to reach out to her anytime. On Instagram at Chiara M Author or email her at chiaramalwana@icloud.com. Welcome, Chiara, to the Juniors Author Saga. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. We have a very special announcement to make. You also have a chance of winning a book that is being discussed today. All you have to do is answer the question C at the end of the discussion. The first person to accurately answer the question will win the book. Now, let's dive right into the book. Moving on to the questions. So, Chiara, what made you write this book?
So, ever since I was small, I loved reading books. And I guess reading books is what made me write. So, when I was small, my favorite books were The Adventures of the Wishing Chair by N.A. Blyton and other books by N.A. Blyton and Rhoda, Wimpy Kid. Those were my favorite books when I was small. And when I was small, I never thought of becoming an author. It never appealed to me, but as I grew, my thoughts and my likes changed. So now writing is one of my passions.
That's really great, Chiara. Yes, it's very great to see that you love writing and you love being an author. And moving on to our second question, how did you get the ideas for the stories in this book?
When a few years back, I read this book called The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. And it was a young adult, small town romance. And I really loved the book at that time. And so I started writing a fan fiction for it as a continuation of the story. But then I wanted to make it my own story. And so I added a few twists and thought, why don't I write my own book? And so I started it as my own.
That's really awesome. Um, and our third question, who inspired you to write this?
Uh, Actually, I wrote it myself. Like no one actually inspired me, but my best friends. I have two best friends, and like they gave me ideas for the book, but they were only to like consider. And since I read these really wonderful books by really good authors, I wanted to write my own book and make other people happy, even if it's targeted for a specific audience.
That's really great. I think it's awesome that your friends actually gave you ideas and stuff.
Yes.
And now, uh, moving on to our fourth question, how did you write this book?
So this is a question a lot of people ask me, and they ask me if anyone helped me write this book, and the answer is no. I wrote it by myself. Uh, well, it was a really rough process. I started writing it when I was in grade 9, and I was around 14 then. It and the book started out as a really sweet and clean young adult romance. But and the original name of the book was The Moment We Met. But then I thought it was a bit cliche and common, so I changed the name to Under Ontario Skies. And one of the most toughest challenges I've had was writer's block. So it's like when you don't get any ideas to write, and it's there's just nothing, you're not inspired to write. So I finally got over it. But so what I did was I so when I had writer's block, I took I had to take my mind off writing. So I had to do something like anything which was not writing related. So like watching movies or like doing anything else. So that's how I got over it. I think that helps a lot of people. So yeah, and in 2022, I I joined the NaNoWriMo Challenge, the National Novel Writing Month Challenge in November. And within a month, I finally finished writing the book I have been continuing since a long time ago. And yes, last year I finally published it, last December.
Well, that's great. You finally published it after a rough process. And I really love the advice you gave on dealing with the author's block. And
Yes.
yes. And now, moving on to our final question, are you planning to write more books?
Um, yes. So this is the first book in a series, and it's called the Hooked series. And I'll be writing for three more books. This is the first one. the second book will also be about this. It'll be a continuation of this, and then the other two books will be two separate standalones about two characters in this book. And uh, after I finish this series, I'm hoping to like move on to other genres, like maybe middle grade or uh, science fiction. I'm not yet sure, but yes, I'll be writing more books.
That's really awesome. Uh, and you are a 90-year-old, a 19-year-old, right? And
Yes,
writing a series at the age of 19, it's actually a really big thing, and that's incredibly, that's amazing.
thank you.
Okay, this was an extremely inspiring conversation, and I surely am going to read this book. And I know all our viewers will want to as well. Now
Also,
is your chance. Yeah,
excuse me,
sorry.
can I also like tell a bit about the book? A small
Yes, of
introduction.
course.
Yes. So, my book, it's about a 17-year-old girl called Presley Jones. Uh, Actually, her name is Elvie Presley Jones. I named her after Elvis Presley. And the boy's name is Dion Martinez. And so he's new to town, and this girl, she plays the saxophone in the school band. And when they meet on the first day, there's like this sparkling chemistry between them. And so they get to know each other. At first, they're a little bit like they don't get together that well. Like they're always a bit angry at each other, and the guy bullies her a bit. But like they get along after that, and they get chosen for this music concert. Towards the end, there's a music concert, and they have to play together. They have to play a song together for that. So while they like play for that, uh, Presley's best friend also wants them to get together, and uh, there's a mean girl in school. She's a bit jealous, and she wanted to like uh, start dating Dion kind of, and she she like uh, she's a bit of a trouble for Presley, and then finally they play together at the end at the music concert, and they win also. And there's a small surprise at the end, and the book ends on a cliffhanger. So I hope y'all don't mind. And I'm hoping to release the second book soon.
That's really great, and the story was really interesting. I'm really, really looking forward to read the book. Okay, now it's your. Okay, now. Okay, the viewers. Now it's your chance to win Chiara's book giveaway. All you have to do is answer the following question. The first three to accurately answer the question will win the book. Okay, so the question is, what are the names of the two main characters in Chiara's book? Okay, now moving on. With that, we have come to the end of our author's saga session, which is part of Pick a Book, One Pick a Book. Once again, Pick a Book encourages the reading habit by getting all participants to select a book, read and research on it thoroughly, and present a summary, which also helps to hone his or her public speaking, communication, and presentation skills. By doing this, Pick a Book not only inculcates the habit of reading but also helps to impart a wealth of knowledge. If you want to be a part of the Pick a Book community, or if you would like to see Pick a Book in your region and join the journey of inspiring people, please reach out to us and send an email via the ID present on the screen. We are all eagerly looking forward to hearing from you.